Hi, I'm Dominica Lumazar.
And I'm Rory Carruthers.
We help entrepreneurs develop their big picture business strategy in order to break through growth plateaus.
We built several marketing agencies from the ground up and have helped our clients earn over $1 billion in revenue.
Now we want to share everything we've learned along the way.
This is the Big Picture Business Podcast.
So for our new listeners out there, this is the first ever Big Picture Business Podcast, episode 1.
Episode 1, yeah.
I was gonna say, this has been an interesting day, like getting on here and
just even getting to this point.
Yeah, getting to this point of us actually recording this podcast, and it's been quite the journey. I mean, I was just thinking about this earlier, where it was like all these things were going on. Okay, so first thing was you're probably not gonna be able to see, but like my whole, I don't know.
What do you got there? What do you got going on over there?
Like neck is all like chopped up.
What? What did you do?
And so I dropped my razor and I put it back together, like my electric razor. And so then I used it, and it just started cutting me up all over.
No.
But it was only enough that it was just surface level. And so I didn't notice it until I was done.
So you got like a micro cuts just like all over yourself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it looks like I just took like sharp nails and just went like all to my neck.
Not good. No good.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah, we're going to do the podcast. I'm going to put on a new t-shirt, like brand out of the package. Right. So I put on a new t-shirt and I go and I open the fridge and a yogurt falls out and splashes open all over.
Of course.
Right.
Why not? Yeah. You got things to do? Yogurt everywhere.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then I turn around and the cat's peeing on the floor.
Oh my God. And then what are the kids doing? Are they flinging food about? Like what's...
Well, this was all after they had gone to bed. So
oh, dude.
This was all just like getting prepped here.
Yeah. Some days are like that. Welcome to quarantine, COVID-19 day. I don't even know anymore. It's 60 something rather. But man, I gotta say, like, I feel like you and I have been training for COVID-19-esque days for our entire careers, just based on the fact that we know how to build online brands and businesses and to make them function in a way where, it's profitable. And so,
and regardless of the circumstances that are going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And then how do you adapt quickly to the changes that go on?
Yeah.
Because that's what business is, right?
Exactly. It's all
being
about
able to, step back and look at that, and that's why we call it the Big Picture Business Podcast, is step back, look at the big picture of your business and know what's coming, how to adjust, how to run your business so that it's effective and isn't hit as hard. And that's why our clients, are doing so well right now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of peers that have contacted me in the last 2 months since this all started, and they've said, "How are you doing in business? What's going on?" And I will admit that in the beginning I was like, I don't know how this is going to pan out. Like, where's the business going to come from? There was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, we're not going to make through this." And it was like doomsday. We're not going to make it through. And then all of a sudden, like 3 weeks ago, I mean, just like a flood of all my clients came through, and they were like, "Hey, we need help with XYZ. How can we continue to grow during this time? How can we continue to thrive?" And it's been a really awesome time, I think, for both of us to be able to say, "Hey, we've got the skill set. We can make this happen for you." And so I know that all my clients right now are doing extraordinarily well. Oddly enough, even more so than even before COVID, because they're thinking differently. Like, it comes down to their mindset, right? Like before it was almost really simple for them. Like, you get up, you go to the restaurant, you take the orders, you deliver, you receive the cash. And now it's like, oh gosh, okay, so we can't, deliver the orders as we used to, or we can't meet the requests as we used to. So what do we do from here? And so they're having to adapt and change. And yeah, so it's been interesting to see these brick and mortar businesses, at least for me, go completely 100% online, which has been fun to see them thrive even more so than before. So I don't know if you've been having that
Absolutely.
same, yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's been kind of an exciting time, and for all these different businesses that are getting ready to close doors or shut down, it's been kind of sad to think, oh no, like don't do that. Just think more expansively, right? Like you have so much more to offer. We just have to think completely differently right now because we're living in different times, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of that comes down to mindset. And so if we look at like the stuff I was talking about with like, you just trying to get on to this podcast with
Right.
like all this stuff going on,
Yeah.
it's we all face things like this in our everyday life, and you can either let that stuff get in the way and not do what you need to do, or um, you can just look at it and go, okay, this stuff's happening, but I've still got other stuff I need to get done.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that like sometimes we don't get down. I mean, there's like sometimes we're like, I'll be like, man, I don't know what to do, or what's, you know, what direction should go in. But that doesn't last long. I mean, usually at most a day, because the next day I wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna try something else. And
Hmm.
that's the key, right? Just
Yeah.
keep moving forward and look for other opportunities. And if something's not working or it's not panning out, you go in a different direction and try something else. And you get feedback, and you get that, you either get good results or you get no results. And they tell you a story of how you can move your business forward or move it in a different direction.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I read a quote today that I think will really resonate with our listeners and just for us as business owners. And it said, "I thought the destination was what was important, but it turned out to be the journey." And that's from Clayton M. Christensen. And so of course I heard that quote and I was like, oh man, who is this guy? Like he's on to something, like makes sense. And so I did a little more research, and it I was pleasantly surprised that I found out that this particular individual, Clayton, he is one of the early innovators of disruptive innovation. He's a business consultant, and he first introduced his book in 1997 called The Innovator's Dilemma. And so I was looking up like the cliff notes today. I'm like, this is so interesting, and I can't wait to dive into this book because um, there's so many other people. I mean, I live in the Silicon Valley. Okay, I'm like in the heart of the Silicon Valley, and there's so many people around me that call themselves disruptive innovators, and like what that means, and they're doing this and doing that. But to like actually like have a quote from one of the pioneers, and it encapsulates exactly where I feel like we're at um, as a nation of business owners right now. And the biggest reminder that we all need is to pay attention to the journey, right? Because if we're not paying attention to the journey, if we're not paying attention to the individual, small goals and small benchmarks to get to the big picture, then we're missing out on so much joy that comes from being a business owner. And so for me anyway, I mean, you and I, Rory, have been doing this for as long as I can remember. But it really is about the journey and the people we meet along the way and the connections that we make, and to not lose ourselves to that big picture plan. Because if we're just so hyper focused on that number one goal of like either selling the business or reaching our first million or whatever that looks like, then we're going to get lost in all of it and we're going to lose those sweet connections. Like it's important to slow it down, just recognize where we're at and enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
So thanks, Clayton. Remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get notified when each new episode is released. To download the digital episode companions, watch unedited and behind-the-scenes content from this and all our other episodes, get access to exclusive trainings from us and our guests, get direct access to myself and Rory, and to schedule your business critique with us, head on over to bppodcast.com/VIP. The link is also in the description. We'll see you there.